Welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Report. I'm Jarret Johnson, and man, do I have some good news, or I guess you already know the news, Red River Nation out there, but I have a really fun topic to discuss. It's the hiring of the 17th head football coach in Texas Tech's history, Joey McGuire, who comes out west from Baylor after 5 years there with the Bears as an assistant coach. He's coached all over in terms of all over different position groups, tight ends and outside linebackers, defensive line. The guy's just a really good coach all the way around. But what's really exciting about this hire is the man's connections and his persona, his personality. He's one of the more popular guys you'll find across the state of Texas, especially in terms of the high school ranks. Joey McGuire is a guy that back in the day when he was at Cedar Hill winning state titles, he won 3 state titles there at Cedar Hill. I was in the 4-Star Telegram and actually interacted with him some. And, what you hear about him in terms of him being like a good dude, a guy you immediately like, having a really good personality, basically exactly what you want from someone representing your organization or a salesman. All that stuff is legit. What really stood out to me in certain times when I interacted with Coach McGuire was how generous he was with his time. Look, you're busy, you're a head coach, you don't have a lot of time, but he never made me feel like that. And I think that's something that you hear from a lot of people. Everybody, all the journalists, whether it be like friends I had at Dallas Morning News or the Star Telegram, of course, when they interacted with him, it was like, just what a good guy. He's just a good dude. You just always leave an interaction feeling like, man, I really like that guy. And I think that's a gift that some people have, and either you have it or you don't. I guess it's something that can be cultivated, but really, in my opinion, just you have it or you don't. And McGuire has it in spades. He was the president of the Texas High School Coaches Association, and for those who don't know what that is, it's kind of like I try and explain. It's kind of like the LinkedIn for Texas high school football and especially coaches. It's been around forever. My dad in the '60s was an All-American or All-State dude and played in their annual game, way back in the day. So it's been around forever. It's a big deal, and he has been a central figure in the Texas High School Coaches Association for a long time, and he's beloved by coaches around the state. So what this does, this hire gets Texas Tech in the door of basically every high school in the state of Texas, which is no small deal. All my salesmen out there will corroborate what I'm saying. When just getting in the door is half the battle, then you sell yourself. In Coach McGuire's case, you sell your program, and there are some naysayers, and there's going to be, but for those who know Joey McGuire, they know that this was a big deal. This was a great hire. Now we'll see what happens. My Joe Rose story, we'll have to see if he wins, and that's all true. There are no slam dunks in coaching hires in terms of you can't miss. You know this guy's going to win, but. Look at his first day on the job. Coach McGuire got three-star commits raised. I'm going to have a separate video on this, but 3 good defensive players who raised Tech's ranking in the conference from either 10th or 9th to 7th in one day. He did that, okay? And there's going to be more coming. So football recruiting is going to be very different in our coverage of it and what it's going to look like. All that under Coach McGuire, I can promise you that. And then some of the names of the staff that I'm hearing as possibilities of him adding, very exciting from a recruiting standpoint. This feels right. If you're a Red Raider fan, I think you should be really excited, in my humble opinion, about this hire. You're going to love Coach McGuire. And then, he's inheriting a much better roster and situation than Coach Wells did. That's for sure. So I think all the ingredients there are set up for Tech to get over the hump, which is what Kirby Hocutt, basically, that was the objective, right? With the search committee, and that's what Hocutt said in his press conference, get over the hump. I think this is the perfect guy for it. I really do. You're not getting an also-ran. Yes, he doesn't have experience as a head coach at the college level. He literally is a high school legend, a guy known as a motivator, great connections. So you're going to bring in a staff. Texas Tech has already basically put out there through Don Williams of the Avalanche Journal that, hey, we're going to pay for assistants. Our salary pool is going to be more than it has been. So, and the recruiting budget is going to be more or bigger than it has been. So, I mean, everything is there. You have the new practice facility coming in. It's there for Tech to get over that hump and become a player, somebody that nobody wants to come out and play in Lubbock again, somebody you feel like Tech can win on any given day, upset, Goliath, all that. And then, right, the objective is to make a run at a Big 12 title every once in a while. And I think this was an aggressive hire. I think it was a good hire. And I'm really excited to cover it step by step. So, and we're going to here at Inside the Red Raiders. I'm going to have another video later this afternoon. Coach McGuire is being introduced at 12 o'clock lunch to noontime here today, Tuesday, in Lubbock at the Jones. So I'm, of course, going to be there, and we'll probably have a podcast from it, have a video from it, have another video and write-up about the recruiting in terms of that trio of commits. So we're going to have a ton of coverage here at Inside the Red Raiders, so hang with us. With that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.